scale my business to go from maybe 1 deal to 20 deals, what are some things I need to do? And it was actually very simple advice. Nothing too crazy, but it was about hiring people. And he said that basically what you want to do is you want to figure out what your mission statement is for your company, what the kind of the overall goal is for the company, and then make sure that right from the beginning. So you figure this out right from the beginning before you hire anyone. And then their first person you hire needs to be someone who is smart, intelligent, driven, hungry, and they are on board with this mission. And then once you hire that first person, when you are interviewing additional people, they'll see you and they'll see the people the person that's working for you already and how they are smart, intelligent, driven, and hungry. And it'll kind of be a snowball effect. Well, they'll attract good people as well, and then they'll attract even more good people. And so so basically what he said is that first hire is so important, because if you hire the wrong person, you're going to attract more wrong people. If you hire the right person, you're going to attract more right people. And then one last thing before you chime in, Chris, I wanted to mention. And then he said that when you're actually hiring these people to determine if they're smart, intelligent, driven, hungry, you don't want to go in there with a list of generic interview questions like, oh, what was your last job? How long did you work there? You want to just have a conversation with them. You want to try to have a real conversation with them to see if you can find a connection with that person. And you can't do that with generic questions. That's all I had to say about that, Chris. What are your thoughts?
I think, he couldn't say that any better. I think he is spot on when it comes to hiring your first 1 to 5 employees, because that is the face of your company when you're growing your company, is those first couple employees. And if you really mold them into your mission statement for your company and your future that you see where your company is going to head, and if they align with that and with you, they will attract a lot of people that are just like them, to grow your company. So, I think he couldn't even say, that was amazing. That was great.
Yeah. Because I've never hired anyone before, but I would imagine that, you're in your real estate business, things are going smoothly. And then maybe over time you decide, okay, I'm going to hire someone, but maybe you're kind of forced to hire someone. You really quickly do it. Or maybe you go to a conference and you meet someone and they convince you to hire them, or maybe you're looking for an opening and you find the first person that you can find because you want to fill it quickly. And that's not the best approach. The best approach is to be patient with hiring that first person, because again, it's the snowball effect. And then again,
very much so. Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Hiring that first person, I think, be extremely patient and just let it happen. Don't try to force it. It's like a relationship. If you try to force it, it may not work out. So, just let it happen and gradually come together for that partnership.
And another tip that wasn't necessarily talked about in this interview, but something that I've come to realize from working with Joe, from doing a ton of interviews, is that you don't really even need to rush into hiring someone full time. You can either have them work for you part time at first, for a few months, up to 6 months, maybe even a year, to see how they do. Or depending on what business you're in. If you're a syndicator, there's so many hungry people who want to be in syndication that you could very easily find someone that will work for you, maybe 5 hours a week for free, and you can use that to test the waters to see if they're worth bringing on full time. If they're not, well, then you can end the relationship there, or find a different fit for them. If they are, then obviously you'll realize that they are if they've worked for you for that test period. So it's good if it's possible to kind of hire people on a test basis first, and then kind of increase that to a full time or increase that to a part time position.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think, like you said earlier, you should not rush into things. Make it nice and gradual, nice and slow. And to touch on the point, there is a lot of people out there who love underwriting, who loves to do acquisitions, that they'll work to just gain that knowledge up front.